Hello, 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 everybody. I was like, I'm gonna put my glasses on so I don't do the squinting thing because I felt myself squinting. Danielle, forgive me because we're gonna have to, I know you're gonna have to edit that out. Okay. So make it. Hey everybody, does anybody have any questions before we get started? Because I saw somebody turn their mic on.
Oh, it was me. Let me turn it back off.
Okay. All right, so welcome, welcome, welcome. In the interest of time, we're going to go ahead and get started so I could give everybody some time back in their day. Thank you for spending some time with me on a Friday. It is Friday, August 12th, and we are going to be talking about some amazing stuff. So y'all know I'm always going to give you a warm welcome and tell you I love y'all, and I'm so excited that you're here. I'm happy to be doing business with you all, and I'm very, very happy that you all are going on this journey with me. So that's my warmness. We're still going to do a round robin, but you're going to see things a little bit different today. We switched it up. I am going to ask that if you're on, well, hold on, based on, I think most of the people on the call may have already done an introduction. I am not 100% sure, but we'll see as people come in. But even if we don't, y'all know as a trainer, it's all right. I could pivot and switch those things up. So we'll be good. But we are going to do something a little different with the round robin. We do have just like one or two quick announcements. We're going to talk about how to scale your business. We're going to talk about capability statements as well as NACE codes if you don't know what those are. And then we're going to do a Q&A session. Why am I doing all of this? So as most of you know, my goal is to help you all be able to get into the contract space if that's what you desire to do. A lot of even what I'm sharing with you today isn't even just about government contracts or even local contracts. A lot of what I'm talking to you all about today is even just about simple proposals, right? Putting a proposal together for your business to go out and approach a corporate client, or putting a proposal together to go out and proactively get the business from someone that you want it from. So a lot of the things that we're talking about is about scaling, but it's also just about really being prepared for opportunities. And I am very much about, as business owners, you can't sit back and wait for the money or the business to come to you, the relationships, right? You have to be proactive and intentional, and you have to go out and you have to seek those things. Now, here's my caveat to that. If you are seeking them, you have to be prepared for the blessing, right? You have to be prepared. So you can't go and want something and be intentional about building a relationship, but then you don't have what you need to take the relationship to the next step on the journey. Right. So that's what we are doing in these calls up until we start servicing this contract. My goal is for everyone to leave, or you don't have to leave, but everyone to be in a space where during and after participation with me here, you are able to go out and set your own standard, get your own contracts, maneuver through that. And then the other part of that for me is I feel like if I do a good enough job and show you all loyalty and show you my heart and show you how to get where you want to be, that you will invite me into some of your spaces because I'm building trust. I am building relationships. So thank you for sharing this journey with me. All right, so here's our round robin. I'm excited about this one. So this one might seem a little simple or a little kiddie, but it's actually fun. So we're going to talk, like, I'd love for you to, if you want to introduce yourself, I need 3 people to volunteer. You can put your hand up and let me know if you're volunteering. We do have one new person that I would love to participate because he's new. But I would love for you to share your name, your business, your industry, and then a brief description of the program that you offer. And then I'd also like for you to choose one of the M&Ms, like which one is your favorite color, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, or brown, and then tell us something about yourself based on what is next to that M&M. So I'm gonna start RJD. I put you on the spot, but I'd love for you to share first because you are new to the group, and welcome and thank you for coming.
Can you hear me yet? No? Any luck yet? Can you guys hear me yet? No?
It's low. It's real low.
Okay, I know what the problem is. 1 second.
Is that better? All right, all right. I apologize. Positive energy and good vibrations from me to you. I am RJD, the Imperfect Gentleman. I am your men's confidence and character development coach. I help men develop their confidence so they can be the men that God has truly called them to be and not hide behind all the things that they're going through in their heads. My favorite color is blue, so I guess I'm going to go with my hobby. My favorite hobby, my pastime, is my love for the game of basketball. I will play that sport until I have no legs. So that's what I love to do. I'm here to be a help and an assistance to anyone that need my services, and I'm here to be a great team member. So thank you for having me, guys.
Thank you and welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'm just going to ask, so Shelly, have you introduced yourself? If you have not, would you participate in the round robin?
Yeah, sure. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
I'm trying to start my camera. Okay, don't think it's working. 1 second. Okay, nonetheless, I'm Shelly Shinnery, and I have a nonprofit called Empower You, and it exists to empower youth who are overlooked and underserved to achieve their full potential by developing real life skills. So I teach financial literacy, leadership skills, and also character development. My favorite color is also blue, RJD, so we have something in common. And favorite hobby, I like to have a good time, but I'm also a homebody, and I love nature, so it's gonna be a couple of things, just not one. So I love to take nature walks. That's one of my favorite hobbies as of right now.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I believe everyone else has introduced themselves. If you have not, can you raise your hand and let me know? Because I don't want to forget anyone. There's so many people that I know, so I've called on y'all and I'll be like, I think I did that. Dominique, I got you the first day that you came on a call, right? Okay, that's what I thought. And I think that everyone else has. So I'm going to take an opportunity to do this for myself, right? For those that are new, that don't know me and have just joined, or you may not be acquainted with who I am and what I do. So my name is Tiffany Hicks, and I am the CEO of VRE Training Solutions. My industry is training. I focus on employee development, very specifically professional development. The description of my program, I'm going to give you a higher level overview. I do have programming, but I'm going to give you a higher level overview because it's important as it relates to this contract, right? So this contract with Harris County Department of Education, we have an opportunity to coach, train, do professional development as well as speaking engagements. The contract is going to serve 25 school districts, 140 schools, and countless numbers of staff, teachers, students, and stakeholders and admin. So I'm excited to be bringing this great resource of people together so that we can make some changes and so that we can offer the school district some much needed transformation, because that's really what I'm about. I'm very much about high energy and transformation. And honestly, you all, I see this as a great opportunity for us to service a group of people who don't get enough support, and that's teachers. The people in the education field just don't get the kind of support that they should have. And even when we start talking about even homeschooling, I say that because I'm looking at the beautiful Birdie, and Birdie is like a master in that space. So tell you about myself. None of these are actually my favorite color, but if I had to go with it, I would say the orange M&M, because I love books. So I actually read, like, what do I want to share with them, right? So my favorite book, hold on, wait a minute. I have so many, y'all. Hold on a second. This is very important to me. Right now, my favorite book is this, Rules of Engagement. And then my second book is Expert Secrets. by Russell Brunson. So that's a bit so I shared with you business book and a spiritual book. So thank you everyone for giving me an opportunity to participate. I have someone new that is coming in that I know that she's just getting connected, and I am going to ask her to introduce herself because she is a new person. Well, she's not new, but she hasn't introduced herself. I'm sure of that. So we'll wait for her to come on and then we'll move forward. Hey, Ray. So I know you just jumped in. We were doing a round robin and you are one of the people that has not introduced yourself to the group. So what we're doing is if you could share your name, your business, your industry, a little bit of a description of your program, and then pick one of the M&Ms and share something about yourself based on the color you chose.
Okay. So hi everyone, my name is Ray Burrell. I own Ray of Light Concepts and Staffing. We are a remote culture development company. We help bring brick and mortars to the online world, or we help to improve people's online work environment. The industry that we work on is, oh, my stuff is unplugged. The industry that we worked in, it usually varies, but we are considered a human resource company because of the nature of work that we have. The program that I am working with you guys is operations focused, because a lot of the things surrounding company culture and a good teamwork environment all is solidified with your operations. And so that is a little bit of what my training is about. And my favorite hobby is right now I'm actually into a lot of art. So we've been doing a lot of painting and canvases in the house, me and my daughters have. And I am also, I just got a wood burner. I am super excited to start like burning like etches into like wood. I can't wait to see what that turns out like. Okay, that's it.
That is awesome. Thank you for sharing, Ray. I could hear the excitement in your voice about that. So that made me smile and made me happy. I do want to share with you all, I don't know if you have noticed that Birdie has already started building relationships. She's in the chat telling everybody hello individually. That's how you do it. Thank you for coming with that energy, Birdie. It is the reason why I love you. I'm saying that because I suggest that you all do that. It's 30 minutes, but it's an opportunity for you to get to know other business owners who are really dope AF. All right, so let's go to the next one. I'm ready. Thank you. So upcoming presentations is important. We have, what do we have coming up? Eric is going to be presenting next week on some of the things that you will need. So here's how we're working it. If you're in Houston, there's an opportunity for you to come and do a professional introduction video. You can come to the office and we're going to shoot it and do all the other stuff, right? Eric's going to do a presentation to let you know how to get yourself prepared for that. And we'll talk about what that's going to look like and what the expectations are. Y'all know how I get down, right? So Eric thought he was just doing it for me so that I could put it on the website. And I was like, no, I'm repurposing this. I want people to use this as an opportunity, right? This is an opportunity for you, for your business, for you to use it as a marketing tool for yourself. My point is, if I give you a lot of value, then I believe that you'll work really hard for us as a team. And that really matters to me. So Eric is our first present. It's going to happen next week. After that, Dorita's not on the call, but she is going to bring y'all some really dope, amazing information about being prepared for presenting. And when we talk about presenting, we're not talking about like what I did when I talked about slides or stuff like that. She's really talking about from the event planner space. What do you need to do to prepare a large event? Because she does big events. She doesn't do weddings and stuff like that. She does like men's Final Four in Houston, right? That's what she is, the communication director of right now. She's dope as hell. So she's going to be doing the next presentation. So thank you all. Hopefully we're sending the agendas out to you all early so that you can know what's happening, so you can make a decision to participate. I challenge you to come and learn as much as you can. All right. So next up is Wayne's World. Y'all, I'm goofy. Party time, excellent training coming your way. All right, so today what we are going to talk about is capability statements and a little bit of capacity building from a perspective of what do you need to shift your mindset to. So if you're a small business owner and you want to go government contract or you want to go local contract, what I want to share with you all is this. As entrepreneurs, it is good to build your business so that you have B2C, B2B, and B2G. What does that mean? That is business to consumer, business to business, and then business to government. One of the things that you want to keep in mind is that the government is always writing checks. Period. That's happening. So if you put yourself in a situation where you are creating a sales and marketing mix that brings money into your business or company every way, then it is so much easier for you to scale your business, right? We all know it might be a little difficult to get the money from individual consumers or clients. That's a hard, like you got to do a lot. You got to kiss them, you got to pet them, you have to do all those things, right? When you do business to business, if you are being smart and intentional and going after the people you want proactively, it still takes a little bit of courting, right? It is harder to get a government contract. You have to be prepared, you have to be structured. But the thing is, the payoff is the amount of money. Right? So we're talking about scaling your business to a point where you can get all kinds of checks, right? So you can get, we're talking about how you can get, let's just say, I'm going to use it in this terminology, $100 checks, $1,000 checks, and then we could talk about $1 million checks, right? So that's what we're talking about building here in this space, and even with this project. So I'm ready to go to the next one. All right, so how to scale your business is all about a mindset, right? So the first thing you want to keep in mind is that you do need to be adaptable and you need to be nimble. I had to learn that here. Like the more people you invite, the more things you do, the more you have to really say to yourself, okay, I'm gonna go with the flow. I'm gonna be very open, because you can plan things, but it doesn't always unfold the way you planned. Right? Sometimes you get an even bigger blessing that you were not expecting, but it's because you had yourself in receipt mode. You were open to receive some things, right? So just being nimble and adaptable. Also, I want to make sure I let everybody know that what is important is, say, hey, I'm going to ask you all while I'm training, let's shut down the chat, please. So we can do that after the call or before the call, but not during the training session. And if you're going to do it, you can send that person a message individually. All right, so being adaptable and nimble is very important. Also, you have to invest in yourself. That is very important. So a lot of times we sit and we say that I don't have the money for that, but it doesn't always have to be money. We have to start learning, how do we do things without money? Because there's lots of things that you can do. You can put yourself in a situation where you build relationships with people who believe in your vision, and they help you along the lines of what resources do they have. And then you can lean on those resources and share what you have. Also, you got to focus on your customer's experience, right? So what your customers or clients are experiencing, whether it is B2C, B2B, or B2G, like that is important, because we need to actually have you want to make sure that people want to come back to you. They want to continue to work with you. You need to, even when we talk about collaborations, are you the kind of person that somebody would want to collaborate with, right? And that's very important in the space when you're scaling your business and growing it. And then also think and plan ahead. So you want to consider, what all do you want your business to do, or how do you want it to grow? Because you have to start aligning yourself in that way. You have to start building systems and processes that allow you to receive the kind of work that you desire to do, and you scale that up. So Danielle and I, we often have conversations about, I said to her, okay, what are we looking at implementing next quarter in systems? Because I don't have them right now, but we've already talked about them. We've already researched them. And she and I have had a discussion about how purchasing this particular system is going to help me scale my business, how it's going to help me with servicing a larger amount of customers or clients, right? Because right now, some of y'all might be feeling overwhelmed because there's only a certain amount of time in a day. Like, you can only handle a certain amount of clients, but also that caps your money. Right? So you have to think about, how do I serve more people and get larger checks and then employ more people and all of that, right? So you have to think bigger, but you have to plan for bigger. All right, so how to scale your business, develop a business plan. If you do not have a business plan, you need one. I tell everybody that business plans are not only because you are going to go and ask somebody for money. I think that Ray and Chris have a business plan because they have a business that they've been pitching. They have a business plan and that's because of the pitching piece of what they're doing. But at the end of the day, they put it together. Why not take it and go and submit it to a banker, right? When you have positioned yourself in such a way that you are ready, like you're ready for people to be able to invest in your business in a serious way. Business planning is important. I tell people, don't be overwhelmed by it. You could do a 2-page business plan. I have a template if you need it. Let me know and I'll send it to you. Really, even if you're going to be in front of people, they really just need the nuts and bolts of what you're trying to do with your business anyway. Next is going to be, you need to evaluate your suppliers and vendors. That is very, very important. I'm going to share with you why. If you are working with vendors or suppliers or collaborating with people that are breaking down your process, if they are breaking down your process, I'm going to share with you what I learned in a class that I invested a lot of money in. If you show me where your process is breaking down, I will show you where you are losing money. Your money is stopping at that broken process every single time. Some of us have people in our circle that is causing our money to stop. Okay. So I want you to consider that. Who are you collaborating with? What are your suppliers? What are your vendors? And you need to reassess. I talk about stack ranking all the time. We do it in corporate. You need to stack rank who is on your team. How are they behaving? How are they moving? Are they attentive? Are they conducive? Are they helping you move towards the vision? And if not, then you need to retool your team. And then next is going to be hiring strategically, right? I've had some discussions with some people about, you really have to learn how to be, you hire, like, they say be quick to hire, be slow to hire, quick to fire. That is very important because you want to make sure that, first of all, do you have training? Do you have orientation? Are you setting people up to succeed? And then you have to ask yourself, when you're going through all of that, you have to say to yourself, is this a will issue or a skill issue, right? Like, did I provide them everything they needed to be successful? And if I know I did that, then my question is, do they even want to do it? Because if they don't want to do it, then it's time for you to find a new teammate, right? It's just what it is. And this is what we have to do to grow and scale our business, because, as a CEO of your business, you have to be mindful of how do you move, because it's no longer about you. It's about your subcontractors. It's about your vendors. Like, you are an ecosystem. When your money stops, everybody's money stops. So you have to figure out, how do you keep that moving? And a lot of that has to do with really just making a conscious decision and being intentional about who's around you, even if it's your employees or your subcontractors or your vendors. All right, so you need to outsource for efficiency. I don't want to tell y'all how many times I hear people say, but I don't have enough money. Like, you're never going to have enough money. I'm just be honest with you. You are never going to have enough money if you don't figure out how to get some bread together to outsource some things. You cannot do it all. And you're not even here to do it all. You're not supposed to do that. You are literally supposed to delegate things. You are supposed to build a team of people that you can trust to get that. You got to use your discernment. You got to work on that intuition. Like, you have all of those things with purpose. You got to hone those skill sets. You got to use them, because as a CEO of your company, like, man, it's what you need. And then you need to be efficient. Like, don't just throw it out there, right? You really just have to say, okay, who is good at this? Let me vet these people. Let me interview these people. And I don't care if you even come in with no bread. Like, let's say I want to partner with Chris, and I say, Chris, I don't have money to pay you, but I got a certain set of skills that you might be able to benefit from me. Here's how I can give you value, and here's the value I'd like to have from you. Now, the other part I'll tell you is that if you're going to do that, if you're going to barter, put that in a memorandum of understanding. Because sometimes one person to give you something, you give them everything, and you be like, wait a minute, but I didn't get what I was supposed to get. Right? Put it in a memorandum of understanding to make sure people are being accountable for the things that they are choosing to do. And then also, don't be afraid to spend some money. There is so many there's Fiverr, there is Upwork, there's all these things. And then also, when you're partnering with people, ask people, who do you use? Like, who is your virtual assistant? How does she do? Tiffany, I see you tooling up. I see you growing. Who you over there talking to? And I'm gonna send you right over to Danielle, because she's amazing. I'm just saying, my point is, you should make sure that you have people in your space that you're able to do that, right? And there are affordable solutions out there. All right, I only have 2 minutes, so let me run a little faster. Automate where you can. Again, that is about outsourcing. I knew that I needed to automate. I was aware of that. It just wasn't my lane. It wasn't something that I could do. One, I didn't have time, but two, I just didn't want to figure the systems out. So Danielle, that's her thing. She's an OBM, which is an online business manager. And that means that she knows all that back office stuff. She knows how to get me paid, how to get an appointment, she knows all of those things, right? Go get you a team member that can help you look great. Right? Then next, focus on established revenue sources. I can't share that with you enough. If you are not making money right now, go back in your toolbox. Go see who you haven't talked to in a minute. Because there's some people that need you, but you haven't continued with the relationship. That's where you start your sales. Go talk to people you done already did some good stuff for. And then I'm going to share a thing that actually is not my thing. This thing is actually Chris's thing. Chris is a person to tell you, you got money in your Gmail. You got money in your Google Drive. You got money everywhere. Right? You're just not doing anything with it. You haven't executed on it. And so you need to get to executing. If you want to know more about that, talk to Chris. Like, Chris will get you through that. Like, she's got an amazing program. All right, next. Oh, did I forget? Oh, I forgot one. I don't know. The numbers look off a little bit to me. That's what I saw. Danielle, remember when I was telling you about that? I was like, no, that slide is duplicated. Anyway, seek new capital sources. That's very important. New capital sources means that Danielle and I have a meeting every week. And one of the things that we talk about is, what can I do to pivot? What can I do to make more money in my business? And you have to really start with where you are and what you have. So I don't mind sharing my example with you all. One of the things I said is, I got to make 17 grand a month. And that's what my CPA said. I started stressing about that. I was like, okay, I got to get this bread, right? So my thought process is, start where you are. So the first thing I said, I have an SBDC contract. What can I do there? First thing I identified was they were willing to give me more hours. Now, giving me more hours makes me more money, but it also uses more of my time. So the next thing I said is, why not go to them and ask them if my company can start providing business advisory? So now I can hire people to do it. So now I got people out in the world giving good advice, and I'm making money to do nothing. I'm just managing the contract, right? When I say start where you are with what you have, and make some plans for that. And then think through, what are some new ways that you can bring capital into your business. Hopefully all of this is really, really helpful. If y'all can, it's 12:31. If you have to leave, I understand. I do need another 5 minutes. We actually started a little bit later than what we normally do. So if you guys could hold on, I promise I got you. So Danielle, I'm ready to go to the next slide. All right, so identify and mitigate and reduce risk. Often business owners don't think about that. Like we kind of just run into stuff head first, right? I'm gonna do this. And I had to learn, Dorita's not on the call, but Dorita's one of those people that taught me, no, Tiffany, you need to stop and you need to think about the what ifs, right? And then also one of the things that she said to me is sometimes it's not even a what if, it's a when. Like it's gonna happen. Right? How are you prepared for that? And she was talking to me about that in the space of events, but I have a unique thing. I take all the things that you give me and I immediately apply them to all the things in my life. So if you are interested in, I have something I could share with you, Danielle, if we could send it to the team. I have like a little ebook and checklist that I did that is about identifying, mitigating, and reducing risk. I'll send that out to you all so that you can consider that in your business because you need to plan for it. Catastrophe is going to happen. It's going to. And if you're in Houston, you know a catastrophe is just a hurricane season away. Okay. So you want to plan. Also, build your social media and support your community. That's very important. I was reading something the other day that was talking about social impact. And some of you all know that I have a nonprofit and I do a lot of other things in the community, but what's important is that your message on social media for your business has to be consistent with who you are. It has to have your talk. It has to have your ease. It has to speak your language. And the thing is, we have to authentically be ourselves in all the spaces that we're in, because then you don't have to pretend to be anything. And I will tell you that people on a contract will love you if you are consistently showing who you are as a leader of your business. They will consistently, and a lot of us feel like we have to hide, but you don't, right? So manage your social media, be consistent, execute, and then support people in your community. Go out and help make the world a better place, because actually that helps you scale up your business. People care about a business that supports a cause. People care about a business that supports people and helps people be better. And then also network and build relationships and then collaborate. You all know that. I told Birdie she was doing an amazing job here doing that, touching people, getting to know people. This is an opportunity. It's freaking like 16 people on this call. If you take me out of it, it's 15. It's an opportunity for you to talk to somebody about their business. It's an opportunity for you to potentially collaborate. You know they good. I done vetted them for you. Right? So you have to look at it from that perspective, because they wouldn't be in my space if they weren't good, right? So there's that. I'm ready. All right, I have to run through this because I just realized it's a little bit longer than what I anticipated. Perhaps we can do this in a series, but if you have not put together a capability statement yet, you should. And here are some of the people that you would need it for. If you're going to do a state certification, or like if you're going to be like a WBE, which is Women Business Enterprise, don't know what the A stands for, but if you're doing that's a national certification for women business owners. They require a capability statement. A lot of people require that now. You should put one together. Local, even if you're going to do like stuff with Houston or in your state and certify, they do require a capability statement. And then also a lot of major clients will, and you all might not have saw it, but my capability statement was in the offer. Right? So you need one. That is really where you are talking about who you are and what you do, and we'll get to that. If you have not looked up your NACE code yet, please do so. You can just type in NACE code, like you see it here on the screen. And if you type in your NACE code, you get that stands for like National American Industry. I'm sorry, y'all, my acronyms, I'm not great on that today, but you can search it and then find out your industry. Here's why. Any government contracting that you're going to do, it requires that you know your NACE code. You don't have to have one, you can have multiples. What I want to prepare you for is you do need to have invoiced someone according to that NACE code, right? So somebody has to have paid you for that service. There's a way around that. We'll talk about that later, right? Like you don't have to go out and get a client. You got clients here, right? You can pro bono some stuff. Like you can do it and then, zero out the invoice. But the point is, did you do this service for someone? because that's how you show your expertise in the space. Next is partners and authorized resellers may require a capability statement. And I think it's really good for you to have that, especially if you want to be a subcontractor. A lot of times a subcontractor will ask you to provide your capability statement, and then also staff clearances and other kind of certifications. We can go to the next one. So here's what you need. If you want to take a photo of this, you can. Also, you can always go back and watch the video on YouTube, but you do need the name of your company, your branding, and your slogan if you have one. Please make sure that if you are at this level of the game and you're doing a capability statement, you need to be solid on some of your branding components. If you don't know what those are, we have several people on this call like Ja Allen. There might be another person, but we have some people that can help you with branding. We have people that can also help you with professional photos. Just sharing that, like we have Christopher Allen, and then we also have Kodak does photos as well. So making sure that you all know, get your branding together, especially if it's your personal brand. Your corporate brand matters, but if it's your personal brand, please don't be out here half-assing it. You really need to have that tight, because corporations are going to look at that and they're going to want to know, can you match the level? Do you look like $1 million? Better, like that's it. You want $1 million check? Do you look like $1 million? Right? Then also a summary and a description of your company. Many of you may have that already because I asked for that here in this project. And then what are your core capabilities? That is very important. So in the corporate world, if you're looking for a job, there are some core competencies, right? That they're looking for. Do you have these competencies to be able to do the job? Core capabilities is the exact same concept. It's just in the form of your business. So what capabilities do you have at the core that your business can service and handle? And it doesn't always have to be what you do. Who did you put on your team that can service that? Because that's a way for you to grow as well. Okay. Description of major services offered. That's important. What certifications do you have? Because that matters, right? They want to know, like, have you worked with some other government agencies before? The best way for you to get a contract is for somebody to know you already had a contract, right? And then next is you also may need a capability statement if you are going out to get some contract vehicles. I don't know if you guys have gone and done like some of that business stuff, but when you go in and you decide that you're going to get a fleet of vehicles, they actually ask you for a capability statement. Next, Danielle. All right, so general company information. These are some things that you should have, and it's important to include it in your capability statement, but also remember, this is about scaling your business up. So these are things that you should know. I will share with you, if you don't, on your computer, you should have a file called an SOQ. SOQ. That is a statement of qualifications. This works for if you have if you're a W-2 wage earner, and it works if you have a business. It's an SOQ, statement of qualifications. What you want to have in that file is everything that you would need to fire off if it's proposal driven, if it's contract driven, right? If somebody wants to give you an opportunity to speak, you need to have those things in that folder. That folder needs to be on your desktop, and you need to have access to it from your phone. So it needs to also be in the cloud. Why? The best way for you to get an opportunity is to answer immediately, right? You ready, you telling them, I'm prepared. I got all this work. Let's do it. The longer it takes you to get that stuff together, there's somebody that beat you to the punch. That person was more prepared. Like that, you don't have to get ready if you stay ready. Put that information in here. So for business, register your registered company name and any document that goes along with that, your DBA and any document that goes with that, knowing the year of your incorporation, the state of your incorporation, understanding your corporate type, get a DUNS number. It's free. Please don't let them talk you into paying for their services. You can also have a CAGE code or a NAICE code. You can go forward, Danielle. We're not going to talk about the NAICE code. Can you go forward, Danielle? I'm going to move forward to that. I want to thank you. I know I rushed through that last part, but what I do want to share with you is just a little bit more about what to put in the statement of qualifications. So some of you all do multiple things, and that's the reason why I'm going to break it down. If you have a personal brand, you want to make sure you have things like your EPK, right? So your electronic press kit. right? You want to have any of your branding material. So like also make sure you have some links to your as seen. So if you've been on TV, right? If you've been on the radio, if you've been in any major publication, if you wrote a book for your personal brand, put that in a folder because you need to be ready to fire that off when someone asks you to come and speak. You need to be ready to fire that off, you know, like it needs to be ready like that, right? You may bump into somebody that tells you that they want to pitch you to a TV station. Are you ready? Okay, so there's that. The next thing is for your business. All those things that I mentioned, keep all your documents together because you know if they're going to ask you for a W-9, right? They're going to ask you for your business certifications, like to prove that you are an LLC or whatever that is, but you should have all of that together. And then also if you have a job, right? Keep that together. So the important thing about this is that in that file, you want to make sure that you have accolades. Where are you winning? How are you knocking things out the park? What results are you driving for your clients? You need to keep a running tally of that. That is important because often we forget to do that. We forget to tell people our results. We forget to say, I saved some kids. Christopher, I'm gonna use you, right? I got this program. These kids come to this after school program and we found that the attendance has improved by 55%, right? We have found that the kids are engaging more often, whatever they are, y'all got to go get it. Like go talk to your people and ask them for how you have impacted them. Get that from them. Don't depend on a testimonial. Some people might not do it because they're not comfortable. Have a conversation and ask them some questions surrounding results and outcomes, and you put that together for yourself. Go toot your own horn. Okay. All right. So any questions? All right, so we end with a quote. You can focus on things that are barriers, or you can focus on scaling the wall or redefining the problem. By Tim Cook, right? Let's not put barriers in front of ourselves anymore. Yes, we may have a problem, but here's the thing. You have a community. Open your mouth. Go talk to somebody. Talk to as many people as you have to until you can find someone that leads you down a path of thinking through the solution. Because honestly, we all have the solution in us. What we are actually probably seeking is affirmation to use what we know. Because sometimes we don't believe in it, right? It wouldn't be a problem if we already moved forward in the solution, right? But it's a problem because we have thrown a barrier or a roadblock in front of ourselves and we can't and sometimes you got to get over that with the help of friends. Sometimes you have to get over that with the help of a business colleague who's been there. Sometimes you have to get over that with, Chris and I have talked about the fact that some people are my mentors and they don't even know it. They my mentor from a distance, right? Sometimes you may have to pick up the phone and call that mentor and say, I've been following you. I like how you move. How can I be of service to you? Is there anything I can help you with? Because I just want to know how to be some of what you are putting into the world and into the community. And it does work. So thank you all very much. I appreciate it. I know that I took up 14 minutes more of your time, but I am glad that you are here. I can stay here if you need to ask me any questions. If not, I appreciate you. And I'd love for you all to be intentional about everything that you do.
Thank you, Tiff. Love you.
I love you too, Birdie.
Take care, y'all. Have a good day.
Have a
Yes, I
magnificent
love
day,
it. Have a
everybody.
good day, everyone.
Thank you, Kim.
I'm about to go work on my capability study. I'm like,
got
I like
you.
the way you put that. I put stuff together, but not exactly like that. So yeah, I like
You got this. I think Danielle might have, hold on one second.